YouTubers. So we have here BMW E90 320i. Multiple issues. Customer main issue is the car shuts off. Sometimes doesn't want to restart. They have changed fuel pump. Still cannot figure out what is the issue. So alright. Here now we're gonna open up ISTA. Set it to the Edipos. Currently I'm using a KD-CON cable. I only use my ICOM when I'm programming. So I've damaged an ICOM before. I don't want to damage one again. So read out vehicle data, complete identification. Alright, so it's the detected, so let's see. Meanwhile, I'm gonna fire the bonnet. Do a quick look overview check. Well, definitely need bonnet checks. That's the number one. Alright, so I got the bonnet stretched up. Well, there you go. Vehicle has shut off. Customer complaint confirmed. So let's see if it is difficult to restart. No, the vehicle starts right back up. Okay. Alright, so quite some codes here. Oxygen sensor before cat, DME internal fault, oxygen sensor before cat, sensor wires, DME main relay, fuel sensor, Vanos exhaust stop, converter, Valtronic eccentric shaft guide. Alright, so seem to be having quite a bit of faults here. So we're gonna make note of what we got. Okay. Alright, so made a note of what we got there. What I'm mainly concerned about is this here. DME Vanos exhaust adaptation stop. Alright. Oxygen sensor. So when I'm looking at the mileage, I can see that the DME main relay came up at the same time that we had a DME internal fault going to clear these codes. We're going to try to start up. See if we can replicate the car turning off. I'll shut it off, should I say. And then we can see what codes arrive after that. So now we have a fuel pump DME activation, DME Vanos exhaust adaptation, and a few other things, brake wear, FRM, let's begin to go through and see. Open circuit fault would cause a warning lamp to light up. Alright, so present, stop adaptation outside. Okay. So I think we have two areas that we need to take quite a bit of looking into. The O2 sensor codes and catalyst codes, those will come up after driving a bit, but that's not my main cause of concerns now. Due to my experience with some of these cars, the O2 sensor doesn't necessarily stop the car from starting. It can sometimes shut it off, but it doesn't normally do that, so we'll focus on those later and point us to the fuel pump first. See what we can see. It says open circuit, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the fuses and make sure everything there is fine. So side, that's where you will find the fuse for the fuel pump that is on the passenger side. This is a right hand drive, so this is over on the left side. This is already broken here, so it'll be a bit easier to come off, but usually you want to get a plastic pry tool and just pry along edges to get this out. I'm just going to take my time. It's already been off. There's a little break it, just take your time. Take your time. Pull a little bit. Let it go. Let's see, there's no stud. Okay, so take your time. Don't pull far from the stud. I'm just trying to see my fingers. Trying to pull as close to the stud as possible. So I don't break it faster. So, yeah. Just like that. Alright. So yeah. Usually you have these type of torque springs holding this in. But someone has been here, so of course drop one screw this in, and a Phillips head screw. These cup holders are normal for braking, so don't be surprised if you take them out because they just break off. Alright? That screw wasn't even being held in. Gotta see if we can get used to the whole filming with one hand and working with the other. Soon get a proper setup, so I don't like to do shit like this, but it's my first video on YouTube, so you gotta see. Alright, so let's just come right out. Come right out. Alright. Open the glove box. Two half screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's a little dark. 6 screws. I will give you the exact choice of it. Sure. I have my tools on big mixed up right now. This is not my tool set. This is just I'm gonna keep in my trunk in case of emergencies. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm still link about them. I do a little job real quick. Yeah. Yeah, hello? Yeah, hello? Yeah, what going? What more, man? Send us the location. Alright, so strange shit BMW 101. You see this? Jump over to this. That's your number one sign when some shit is off. Alright? Something is extremely off. Based off my experience, I know this is the fuel pump fuse here. Not sure exactly what this one is, but I'll go to my E90s and fuel pump fuse. Oh, this so let's see. Alright guys, so anytime you see cars like this, you always want to think about if you're going to take a job like this on. Jobs like these aren't necessarily the, 1, 2, 3 fix and collect type of jobs. They tend to come with a bit of troubleshooting and headaches. But as I said, this is kind of a bit familiar. Usually, once you've seen this here, I'm going to do this first. Let's verify if this is fuel pump fuse. So what I'm going to do is remove that. Right? I will put the fuse back. Let's now see if this corresponds. Starts and dies immediately. That was probably just the residual fuel in the lines. Let's see if it starts again. No, doesn't want to start. Verify. No start. So, what we've really diagnosed so far is there's a that someone has diagnosed already. Not necessarily diagnosed, but has found the fuel pump is very notable. I'm kind of like off the top of my head because that's how fuel pump. So this is how the fuel pump works. The fuel pump has this here 20 amp fuse that powers the fuel pump. This 20 amp fuse gets its power from a relay. The relay is actually on the board, like literally on the board, right? These N46s, they don't have a fuel pump control module. The module is directly controlled from the ECU. So the ECU turns the relay on, the relay powers the fuse, and the fuse powers the relay. So, the problem can be the fuse box here is damaged where the relay isn't being powered on, right? If the relay isn't being powered on, you can't get any power to the fuse. So what they've done is they have jumped the fuse from a known good battery on fuse source over to the fuel pump. Alright, so one, or a lot of people overlook the DME. What the DME sends the signal to the relay to close the circuit, and once the circuit is closed, the power goes to the fuse, and the fuse that circuit is set up. Okay. So, first step is what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the power from the DME going to the fuel pump relay to see if the DME is activating the fuel pump relay. If the DME is in fact activating the fuel pump relay, then we can then point our fingers directly at the junction box fuel pump relay being the fault. Alright, so let's stop this video here. We're going to do a part 2 continuation. I have a F30 320i to do a fuel pump module, sorry, not fuel pump module, fuel pump sender unit, and a service. I also have a